Taking hits! Orders received, brother. Xeno spotted. Charge! Squad destroyed.
Why don't I have any assault marines? Well, I had some before, but that was at the start of my army, so they were later converted into other stuff. And of those 5, I feel like 2 of them are lacking. So boom, back to assault marines with you. Too bad I didn't take any pics of what they were beforehand. No, well, you can probably tell what they were. Now, for the sergeant, I took these legs from the Vanguard veteran box, and I can't do my tall thing to his legs. There's too much stuff in the way. Oh well, I'll just make his belly longer, so just follow the belly part of my tall marine video. I used one of the chests from the Death Company, then I used the Lightning Claw from the Mark III box, cause it's menacing. Now, back when my assault marines were assault marines, I had my sergeant have the Eviscerator, a glorious 2x strength, AP -4, and D3 damage. Big chainsword. They did change it to 9th, but now I'm gonna make 1 out of 4 chainswords. First I use this one for the handle, then remove the engines from the other 3. Make sure when you put the ones on the back, you have the chain points going up, because that's how chains work.
And then you gotta circumcise your chainswords.
Yeah. Remove the tips from all but one of them. Then I used the tips to reverse the chains. Now, glue them all together. Don't worry about the gaps. We can fill them in with green stuff later. I didn't fill them in with green stuff later. I also made the engine bigger by gluing one of the other ones to the main one. Now, since he's using his other hand, he's gonna be dragging his Eviscerator on the floor behind him, because it's cool. But that's just 3 of them, and I'm looking for a full squad of 10, but I don't have enough jump packs, chain swords, and pistols to make 7 more. I guess I'll have to get a new box of assault marines. So I'll only need to make 2 more, and I'll make them out of the Age of Darkness beakies. Not too much to say though, it's just 2 guys with jump packs. This one has a plasma pistol. I think it's cool to fully load your units with all the options you can take. I know it's not competitive, but I don't care. Fun. I wrote this a while ago. I think the pistols are free now, but like they weren't when I wrote this part or when I put them on. But after I finished them, I recorded the jump pack trail video, so now they're flying. And if you want to see some other conversions or other tutorials on cool effects like their jump pack smoke, then you should subscribe. I wanted to try a new way to paint red, so this time I started with corn red instead. And if you like how this turns out, then you should like the video. Wink. At the very least, you should like because of how hard it is to wink with the helmet. But then I put some Everland Sunset for their helmets. And this guy's hair. Now some Black Templar for everywhere that's gonna get Lead Belcher later. And their chainswords. Doing the gold with Retributor armor, of course. No. His Eviscerator broke off. Oops. After getting that fixed back in there, I did the metal with what else but Lead Belcher. But I also did a bit in their eyes as well. Then Skeleton Horde for the cloth and rope bits. Mechanics is standard gray for all the in-between armor bits. And this guy's face got some Bugman's glow. Then use some Kislev flesh to highlight him. Now that we're finally done with the base coating, we can finally get to the experimenting. I did some Mephiston red all over him, except the crevices and where there would be shadow. Then I highlighted all that with Evil Sun Scarlet.
Wait, isn't that just your normal method, but with corn red base coat instead of shading with Blood Angels red?
Innovation comes slow.
That's lame.
Why don't you try that new Berserker blood shade we just got?
Oh, okay. Wait. Where'd his finger go? Yeah, well, that seems neat. It blends all the reds together way better.
Oh, and I was looking at him and I saw something you missed.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Oh, nothing, I guess.
Black Templar, by the way. Then I did the Reichland flesh shade for the helmets, the guy's face, and the gold, and Nuln Oil for the metal bits and the in-between armor. Now, for the plasma pistol and the lightning claw, I did it the same way I did in their individual tutorials. Keelan green. Then the eyes, I had to reapply the Runefang steel. Then I could put the warp lightning in there. I also tried doing this guy's eyes, but all of a sudden didn't feel like he needed them. I put some white and a bit of Averland Sunset to highlight their helmets. Then I got to do some Spiritstone Red to make the blood gems. Oh, now I'm gonna try some Liberator Gold to highlight the gold. Normally I avoid it, because I always mess it up, but he was looking too good to not try, and this time it worked out, so that's nice. But I did feel I had to go back and blend the yellows together with the Reichland Flesh Shade. I had to magnetize the Eviscerator. It kept falling off. And if you can't beat them, drill 2 holes in their arm and stick some magnets in there, and use a toothpick to keep it in place. Now, I wanted to try and freehand the 8th Company blood drops, but a slightly stylized version, like this. And I did 3 different shades of green to get it to look like this. Now, to painstakingly do that same thing for each assault marine, and that was gonna be the end of it, but then I actually played a game with them, and I mean, well, look. On their own, they look really good, but next to my other Blood Angels, they look like Flesh Terrors or Blood Ravens, aka Red's Too Dark. So I got that new super bright red, Ball Red, and as a side note, I did this before the last video, so I actually win. But I did it like how I did the Evil Sun Scarlet before, but since it's contrast, it doesn't leave the same line normal paints can sometimes leave, and now it's a lot closer to the rest of my Blood Angels, but with darker darks. And that's like what professional people do, right?